Hello, my dear children. Let us discuss an important event in our life. We know we are being existed because of fertilization between male and female gametes of our parents. Understood? If there is no fertilization, what would have been happening? Definitely our existence would be a big question mark. So our existence depends upon fertilization. Suppose if the fertilization doesn't occur, infertility, no chance of fertilization. Why? It happens. You might have come across some people, some couple who never blessed with children. They will be craving for children. They will be moving this hospital and that hospital to get pregnancy. Understood? So why some couple do not get pregnancy? Why some women do not get pregnancy? These things let us discuss under the topic infertility and causes. Now, what is infertility? You know, the sperm fertilizes ovum. Okay. If all conditions are normal, but sometimes due to certain issues, the sperm cannot fertilize the ovum. What are those issues? Let us talk. See, the fertility rate, average fertility rate globally, you know, it would be around 15%, and it varies from country to country and race to race, human race to race. And there are some unexplained reasons. 10% unexplained reasons are there out of them. See, some causes can be detected and be treated, and some causes cannot be. So, that's what unexplained fertility causes constitute about 10%. Nobody knows what is the reason for infertility. Okay. Now, suppose if a couple have unprotected sexual intercourse without using any contraceptive methods, if they continue to participate in sexual intercourse for 1 year, even if they are not blessed with children, if they don't get pregnancy, then that can be treated as infertility. Okay. So within 1 month or 2 months you cannot decide. Minimum of 1 year you have to wait. During this 1 year you have to participate in sexual intercourse. That is unprotected. You should not use any contraceptives. This is. Okay. Now, there are people who participate in sexual intercourse without using any contraceptives. That is unprotected sex. They participate. But they don't get a pregnancy. Why? Might be many reasons. So that's why we have to consider the medical history of the patient. See, what are the factors, you know? Female history you have to take, first of all. Because female is the main individual who bears pregnancy. So we have to take the medical history of female. Say, the frequency of her sexual intercourse with her husband. And had she underwent any surgical history, and irregularities in menstrual cycle we have to take into consideration, and is she using any IUDs or IUCDs, intrauterine contraceptive devices, since how long she is using, and doctors will take the smear from her cervix and examine under microscope, pathological microscope, and any history of sexually transmitted diseases. All these things will be taken before starting the treatment. And in case of male history also will be taken. You see here, do this person has any sexually transmitted diseases or any infections in the genital organs like prostatitis, so infection of prostate gland, okay, and mumps, sometimes even mumps, and some surgical history to set any irregularities in the testes, and any trauma, any accident occur to the genital organs. Okay, and is he using any drugs, especially sulfur drugs, or is the person is drug addicted? All these factors they take history, both partners. Then there are some issues related to both partners. So both partners sometimes may smokers, maybe smokers there, or they may be taking alcohol or drugs, or some psychological factors must be there in both the partners. So some combined factors also will be taken into consideration. Right. Now, out of all the factors contributed by female is 30% for infertility. Yeah, not 100%, but we blame female only. And male factors also equally 30%. Understood? So for infertility, both male and female have equal responsibility. Then some mixed factors are there, both male and female together. And as I told you, unexplained, nobody knows. Even medical knowledge cannot assess the exact reason. So out of 90%, 45% male, 45% female, average. So equal contribution is there. Right, what are the female factors? 30% factors, out of them, cervical factors, problem with the cervix, problem with the uterus, 15%, problem with the fallopian tube, 25%, problem with the ovaries, 40%, problem with the peritoneum, surrounding tissue, 10%. So major factor lies with the ovary, followed by tubal factories, fallopian tubes. Okay. Now, coming to one by one, what is the cervical factors? Sometimes there may be infection in the cervix. Sometimes the female cervix may produce some antibodies which can kill sperm cells. Yeah, it may happen. Then uterine factors. So inside the uterus or on the surface of the uterus, in the wall of the uterus, there will be some mass tumors, benign tumors may develop. We call them as fibroids, like this. Sometimes some polyps, balloon-like structures may be developed, uterine polyps. And sometimes hypoplastic uterus. The thickness of uterus is very, very less. So these are uterine factors. Then coming to ovarian factors, see, sometimes duration of menstrual cycle would be disturbed, and failure to ovulate, ovulation may not be there, and sometimes polycystic ovarian syndrome, PCOD, we call it as polycystic ovarian disease, PCOD. Some cysts, water-filled cavities are formed on the ovaries, that is called PCOD. Generally that can be seen in obese people, fatty people. And ovulation disorders like anovulation, that means sometimes some people, they don't ovulate at all, no ovulation. And oligovulation, ovulation will be there but not frequent, irregularity. And some defects in the luteal phase. We have studied menstrual cycle, proliferative phase, luteal phase, some defects with luteal phase. So these are ovarian reasons. And coming to reasons associated with fallopian tube. See, sometimes there is a damage to the fallopian tube due to accidents. Sometimes congenital, from the birth there will be defective fallopian tubes in female. And sometimes there will be some infections like chlamydiasis and sexually transmitted diseases like gonorrhea. Yeah, that also will contribute for infertility. And sometimes there may be chance of adhesion. Okay, now let us take tubal factors. Say, sometimes the tubes, fallopian tubes may get damaged due to some accidents, or from birth itself there will be certain congenital defects. And sometimes the female might be suffering from sexually transmitted disease like chlamydiasis, gonorrhea, and sometimes she might have underwent surgery to remove the adhesions. What are adhesions? The fallopian tubes and other peritoneal surrounding tissue get attached with each other. Okay, and they will be separated. So to separate them, a small surgery will be conducted. And congenital abnormality, sometimes malformed, or fallopian tubes might be absent, or even if they are present, they might be malformed. And endometriosis, say development of endometrium. Yeah, generally endometrium can be seen inside, but outside also you can see endometrium. This is called endometriosis. So this is also might be a factor. Right? Now, other factors like related to peritoneum, the surrounding tissue to which these organs are attached. Now, coming to male factors, pre-testicular, testicular, post-testicular factors. Say for example, if the male is having hypothalamus problems, problem with hypothalamus, problem with the pituitary gland and the hormones, and the hormonal deficiency, especially growth hormone, which helps in the growth of individual. All these come under pre-testicular. And testicular, say some genetical disorders like Klinefelter syndrome, okay, and some systemic diseases like kidney failures, liver cirrhosis, sickle cell anemia, and sometimes testis injury, if any accident occur and damage to the testis, and cryptorchidism. In some people, the testis, both the testis, instead of descending into the scrotum, they lie inside the abdomen. They don't descend. That is called cryptorchidism. In such a case, no chance of production of sperm cells, as the body temperature doesn't support spermatogenesis, and varicose, and some other idiopathic problems. So different factors are there, testicular factors, and some congenital blockages in the vas deferens, okay, and some issues related to your tubes, inside tubes, some bacterial infections, sometimes even hernia, like inguinal hernia, etc. And other disorders like impotency, erectile problem, penis won't become erect, erectile issues, that is impotency. Okay, so these are all some issues related to post-testicular factors. Fine. But most of the cases, there is a problem of quantity. How much amount of sperm is to be produced? How much amount of semen is to be ejaculated? That is important. And quality also. See, quantity in the sense, it's not the question of the amount, how many ml of semen is produced. No. How many sperms are there in the semen produced in one ejaculation? Say, already you have learned, in each ejaculation, 20 to 30 crores of sperms must be there. Out of them, 60% should have normal morphology and anatomy. And out of that 40% sperms must be able to move, motile, the ability of movement they must retain. So this is what the quantity issue. But in some cases, no sperms will be there in the semen. That is called azoospermia. No sperms. Sometimes sperms are there, but number is less. Not 20 to 30 crores, very, very less number of sperms will be there. That is called oligospermia. Azoospermia, oligospermia. No sperms or less number of sperms. That is quantity problem. Most of the problems, most of the people who are having this infertility issue, especially male factor, this will contribute quantity and quality also equally. What is the quality? Right, sufficient number is there, but they cannot move. All the 40% they cannot move. low motility. That's why it is called astrozoospermia, inability to move. Then sometimes sperms are produced, but most of them have some defects. That is called teratozoospermia, malformations, defective sperms. So these are the four factors: azoospermia, oligospermia, astrozoospermia, and teratozoospermia. These are the four major reasons for infertility factors contributed by male. Okay, right. There will be mixed factors like environmental and toxic effects if they are drug addicted, and sometimes excessive exercise also. Yeah, excessive over exercises also may make couple infertile. So be careful. Then inadequate diet issues, and it might be overweight or less weight, over intake of food or less intake of food, malnutrition, less intake. Age. See, the chance of getting pregnancy in female after 35 years are almost very less. As the age is proceeding, the chances will be diminishing day by day, month by month. Okay. And immunological infertility. Sometimes their own immune system attacks either female gamete or male gamete or zygote and doesn't allow formation of embryo. And coital failure. Sometimes the couple fail to participate in sexual intercourse. These are all mixed factors. Okay. Now, what is to be done? One thing we have very clear for us, infertility is a multifactorial. That means different factors will contribute for it. Your anatomical factors, your physiological, your environmental, your hormonal and genetical. All these factors play an important role for infertility. So what to do? What to do? How can we enhance the chances of fertility? Yes, we have an option, assisted reproductive technology, ART, about which we will discuss in another session. Okay, thank you.